Hello and welcome to a special edition of The Jangle. Jangle, for those of you who don't know, is Jermaine's angle. I interview people here all the time, and every once in a while there's something that gets to me that I want to take the opportunity to weigh in. Today has been one of those days. When we were growing up, we had situations where when a chief dies, there is unofficial curfew in the area. Parents knew not to have their kids roaming around at night because of all sorts of things that happen traditionally. These days, it seems like those things have taken on a whole new meaning. These days, when a king or a chief's funeral is up, they are shutting down entire cities just to prevent people from earning a living. The case of Tema came to our attention. And I might say that Tema is one of many. It's not the only place where this happened. And we felt like we need to bring attention to it so that the authorities would do something about it. These days, at the funeral of a chief, they're shutting down entire cities. In the case of Tema, the chief has been dead for 2 years, and the funeral is just this week. And we got information that the entire port city of Tema has been shut down, and hooligans are being sent out to enforce that illegal holiday, beating people who dared to open their shops. Listen to this lady, a Ghanaian who lives in the States, who returned to Ghana and fell sick and needed to go out and get medication. Pharmacies were closed. Listen to her.
Well, so it started on Wednesday. The chief of Tema passed away, I think, 2 years ago. And they're now doing his funeral. So this weekend is the funeral. So as part of the funeral, they decided that they wanted to turn off the lights for a few hours. And so on Wednesday night, that's what happened. It went off at 8:15, at least for our side of town. And then it came back on around 10:15. It was supposed to be from 7 to midnight. So we don't know what happened in other areas, but at least that's what we experienced. And as part of the funeral rites, they wanted the whole town shut down. So no one was supposed to work. Companies didn't come open. The market is completely closed. You can't buy anything. The hospitals are open, and I think pharmacies were supposed to be open. But, I think a lot of people were scared. So the pharmacies did not open. I'm not well. I tried to go out to get some medication and couldn't find anything because all the pharmacies were closed. I mean, it's terrible. There are people who don't eat if they don't sell or if they don't work on any given day. So to shut it down for 2 days, that's taking away someone's bread and butter, for 2 days, taking care of their kids, taking care of their families, not being able to get food for their family. And economically, it's not good for the town. I mean, I understand there are traditions, but I also feel like they could have done it in a couple of hours, or could have said open the market, but everyone should be done by 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. or whatever time they decide to, put on there. But to shut it down for 2 completely busy days. It's the weekend. Friday, Saturday are the busiest days. I'm sure the market people make their most money. And to shut it down, economic-wise, financial-wise, that wasn't smart.
Fridays and Saturdays are the biggest selling days of the week for traders. People go to work from Monday to Friday, and usually Fridays mostly half a day, and people take the time to do the shopping so that they can cook over the weekend. And so Friday and Saturday are the biggest shopping days of the week. And Sunday they go to church and then relax to get ready to go to work on Monday. But Friday and Saturday, Tema was shut down. People could not open their shops. Listen to this trader.
Yeah, we receive sent man obi am be a shop because ohin no owo Tema asase su ya no we wunte enye say ye be a shop obi aye adwuma. Although say customers be ba mbeka say bi omo to ade omo ba ya tum nti omo nya kwan to ade nti ebe affecting because weekends na yesu yetumi ton ade enye sika kakra won weekdays na enye that good chain Saturday ni Friday ni Sunday no won nti affect ye kakra to me no minya anka omo ton nduane ne ade ne de anka e wo say ye permit omo no mo ye de muti mi ye aduane because dodo na omo da bonten no ebe ye de amom say bi omo benye aduane edi ba ye no ma ye wo fie ni de at least kwa anya kra na ebe choki bibi kakra na enso ye de aye aduane edi ba omo wa bonten na affect omo bebre even po ebinom fi baby to me ba site no omo penyama because of enra omo ba around no omo di came be change omo bi omo store wo inside in no amana obi abohu kakra nti ne yentumi enye ejuma.
Even taxi drivers were affected. Although they are able to work, because everywhere else is closed, their business was shut. Listen to this taxi driver.
Me say ebe ha adwen because yan bachelors na yo abonten no ebe ha yan because me say me worry ti endra say me kwafi nya na me koto aduane di answer na me say back to Tema ti anope kra ti bi na me call shop bi am ko patch no mo ma me miloni bread na me di up to now kra me di ye kra me gina say me ye say ebia nwumrembe for no me ko nungwa na makwhwe say menya eduane bi edi ho no ma ti ene dia ha yan but yan taxi driver for no ye djuma so down but akwa say yan ye lodu ko new town ni ade nti ama like ama ye hwan ye ha kakra cause ye for no mu fi baby ba ha ya no be faka na de woko ti no like other shops na e nti ama eduane na e problem mai pa serious eduane na e problem na kan ye no anka any problem mo be shop no ma so ye din no na like omo hwese bibi anfom na ya omo ya so de omo ba be shop and omo go awon but ehunu ba to answer ma obia ba down obia so say if you come mo ra site ni mu na ni ade but later on no ama ehu abon nkrofo.
Not even food sellers were spared. I mean, I can understand regular restaurants shutting down, but those who sell food around the corner, who provide food for those who are also working, those people who don't have homes or who don't have wives to cook for them, or people who depend on the food that's being sold out to eat daily, they could not, because those who sell food were also beaten for daring to sell their food to feed their family. Listen.
I don't know where a second lockdown. Killer one pa. In Yanuka Yebinu. In any 3 days in here, drink on Kwan anymore. It is over shy, January, Brahma Brass and a mere January. She says, I have a ton jollof from quiet on the 10 city. A Janami the 10 city. Caclave you. Obinaton. No quiet secret way. And so permit me actually. Bosu asha wa musa da to yeni kese pa so mutu me bia me store me bia nya adwane ane na yete hu no hu awia na ebo he no hu susu na ye de eto ya be srem pen for no so mu ye bibi fa hu man sisi ansha ma ye nyina na se bo ya wale nti ni amoye no ye sre hu a won hwe bibi na won ya bibi wo kakra ma na ye bre ai taxi driver se ye bre pa especially me nko apo de me bless bibia ma no me drink almost be 4 days in here so mo sure mo ye bibi ma.
Now, one would think that a chief's legacy is defined by what he did for his people while he was alive, but not what he denied his people after he was dead. But it seems to be this is what's going on. I consulted the Constitution. Ghana is in the Fourth Republic. There's been First Republic, Second Republic, Third Republic, and the Fourth Republic. I'll read you passages from 2 of those 4 constitutions. The Chieftaincy Act 81 of 1961 consolidated previous enactments of chieftaincy The remaining provisions of the act made it clear that chiefs could function only in a manner that suited the central government. Listen again. Chiefs could function only in a manner that suited the central government. Does shutting down businesses for 2 days suit the government? If it does, we want to know how that suits the government. Then let's jump to the Fourth Republic of 1992, the Constitution of 1992. It says, the 1992 Fourth Republic Constitution guaranteed and preserved the institution of chieftaincy. It also enjoined the House of Chiefs to undertake the evaluation of traditional customs and usages with a view to eliminating those that are outmoded and socially harmful. I'm sure you'd agree with me that shutting down business and denying people the opportunity to sell, to earn a living, is socially harmful. It doesn't even fit the outmoded realm, because growing up, we never heard of instances where entire cities were shut down because there was a funeral of a chief. Now, I know these are not popular stuff. Chiefs are going to be angry with me. I get it. But as we're trying to move Ghana forward, as we're trying to incorporate traditional leadership into central government leadership, it seems to me that we need to find areas where the two align so that we can move forward. It cannot be that people do whatever they want outside the Constitution with no ramifications whatsoever. It is actually impunity that may be one of our biggest problems in this country. We all saw the passing of a monarch in the United Kingdom. Yes, the Brits put up a show burying their queen. But we did not see businesses shut down in the UK. And this is a queen that ruled for 70 years. At the time of her passing, she was actually the leader of several countries, several Commonwealth countries. But her passing, as elaborate as her funeral was, Britain did not shut down their businesses because they saw the importance of people still being able to go out and earn a living. Why is it different for Ghana? Ghana is being run by a constitution now. And fortunately, the constitution prescribes a role for traditional leaders to play. There's the House of Chiefs, who have an important role to play in our Fourth Republic. I'm sure if they see the need for district level holidays to be enacted during the funeral of the chief, I'm sure they know what to do. They can go through the legal system, get the law passed, get the law in the books, and then everybody is fine with it. But until then, from where we sit at Diaspora Network Television, we believe that these are illegal holidays. And again, I must say, Tema is not the only culprit here. It is something that is starting to come to fore. And if we don't arrest it, can you imagine if all districts within the country start to emulate that? Can you see how many other holidays we can have in a year, in addition to the 14 that we have in the books? So, again, it may not be popular, but to move a country forward, sometimes we have to take hard decisions. We have to say some of the difficult things. And this is not directed at any individual chief. This is really directed at a trend that we believe needs to be curtailed before it gets too much for all of us, to be able to deal with. This is The Jangle, and you're watching Diaspora Network Television. My name is Ghanaian. Thanks for watching.